I'd like to introduce Helen from England. Helen has MS. Welcome, Helen.
Oh, I'm welcome. I'm here.
I understand you have primary progressive MS.
Yes, I do. I was diagnosed, it would be 9 years in this coming April. Although it had started probably about 18 months prior to that.
And what symptoms did you have when you were diagnosed?
My balance, I'd had several fallings, and my walking was getting distorted. My GP thought it was a problem with my knees, so they recommended physiotherapy, and then eventually I saw a specialist. And when the specialist said, no, it's not your knees, you need to see a neurologist, was when the process started.
And did they offer you anything when they diagnosed you?
Yes. I in the end, my father was a doctor in Harley Street, and I was nearly diagnosed locally in Guildford, but they wanted to do a lumbar puncture, but he was going on holiday, so my father arranged for me to go to the Hospital of Nervous Diseases in London, and I had a lumbar puncture, and once the diagnosis was given of primary progressive, I was offered tizanidine, which is the newer drug to baclofen. And from what I can gather, I seem to be the only one on tizanidine. A lot of my friends are on baclofen.
Right.
But whether or not tizanidine being the newer drug, and particularly because it was a London hospital, was probably, it was good. I mean, it still has the same side effects as baclofen in respect that you have to get the diagnosis of how many tablets to take, because the side effects are making you feel tired.
Right.
And obviously with MS, you feel tired anyway, and then having the tablet as well, you have a double whammy of it. But I've now got the right quantities, and I originally went up to about 10 milligrams in the morning and lunchtime, but it was making me very sleepy. And last year I actually had CCSVI done in Edinburgh, and since I've had that done, I've cut the tablets down by 2 milligrams, so I only take 6 in the morning now and 4 at lunchtime, and then I take 10 when I go to bed, because that doesn't matter, because obviously I'm going to sleep.
So what were your symptoms before you started LDN?
LDN, my walking was not good. My balance has always been an issue with me, because I've had my falling. I have to be very, very careful, because I have had some nasty falls, and one of them which I hurt my shoulder in, and I ended up having to have a replacement shoulder.
Right.
But my main symptoms really were my balance was my worst thing, the walking, the waterworks, which obviously is an issue with everybody. I don't suffer with any pain. I'm very lucky with that. It seems to be primary seems to not get any pain compared to the relaxing and remitting and secondary. So I am very, very lucky with that.
How did you hear about LDN?
I heard about LDN through a colleague because I belong to the MS Society in Woking, and we have a physio class. We have 6 classes per school term, and one of my colleagues had started on it, and he was saying that his the LDN was definitely helping him in the quality of life and walking and just general well-being. So a friend of mine, she managed to get on it as well. And I went to my GP and asked if I could go on it. And she said yes. So for 12 months, 2 years almost actually, I was on it on the National Health. But last January, the Surrey PCT put a stop to it, and I have to buy the LDN privately now because I had my CCSVI done in Scotland last year through the Essential Health Clinic, and because I was a patient up there and I'd met Dr. Gahuli in Glasgow, he took me on as a private patient.
Right.
And
so, what would you say LDN has done for you?
Well, the LDN has definitely helped considerably. I definitely feel that it's given me a better view with my MS. I definitely think it's helped with the balance, although my balance is still not good, but I definitely feel it's helped it. And with the walking as well, again, I feel that the LDN has definitely not made my foot so dropped as it was. And generally, just having a better quality of life.
Okay. Good. What would you say to other people who are considering trying LDN?
Well, I would definitely recommend LDN for everybody to try. And the fact also that it stops the MS progressing. And I do feel, I saw my specialist about 3 weeks ago, and what with the LDN and obviously what I had done in Scotland, she told me that I was doing very, very well.
Good.
So, that to me is a good recommendation.
That's right, especially when a consultant recommends.
Well, yes, and she looked back on my records, and apart from the fact 9 years ago I wasn't using a stick, but because obviously I didn't want, pride over the whatever at the beginning, isn't it?
Yes.
But I had to get over that and realise the stick was there to help me with my balance. So if the stick means that I can go out walking, then it's got to be. But the LDN has definitely given me a better quality of life. And all I can say is that my MS has halted.
That is fantastic. Well, thank you very much for sharing your news with us, Helen.
Not a problem. I'm
Thank
only
you.
too willing to do it.